Hey everyone, today I am back with a Q&A video. I asked you guys on Facebook and Instagram to leave me questions that you would want answers to, and I thought this video would be fun to do because I haven't done one in a while and I have some new subscribers and I thought you guys might want to get to know me a little bit better, and then some of you who have been around from the beginning may not know the answers to some of these questions. So I couldn't answer them all, but I did try to pick questions that have been asked multiple times or pretty broad questions that a lot of you might be interested in knowing. So I wrote notes down in my phone. I used the notes section of my phone and wrote down some questions, and I'm going to go ahead and get started, and I hope this isn't too long. The first question is, how did you and your husband meet, and was it love at first sight? So this is kind of a long story that I'm going to try to condense. My husband and I met when I was probably 5 and he was probably 6. We don't know the exact age, but we were really young. Our parents are actually neighbors, so David's family lives on the street behind my parents, and my brother and him did Boy Scouts together at our house. My dad was like the Boy Scout, Cub Scout leader, so they were at our house all the time. My brother and him were friends. He would come over and jump on the trampoline with his brother, and they were around all the time growing up. So I knew him from then, and David would tell you that he loved me from childhood on, but I would not say that. I think he's crazy for saying that, but there was no connection for me at all. Like when I was little, didn't have a crush on him, like had no interest in him at all. And it wasn't because I didn't have crushes on boys that young. I did. I was boy crazy when I was young. But I just thought he was weird, didn't have any interest in him at all. So we knew each other from growing up, and then kind of like middle school, high school, we lost touch. We didn't see each other at all. He would stop by my house and talk to my dad for a while, and I was just like who is this kid? Why is he here? I don't want to talk to him. And then the year after we graduated, my friend was dating one of his friends, and she said, oh hey, I'm at this kid David's house. You should come hang out with us. It's right by your house. We're watching a movie. You should come hang out. And I thought, no way. I'm not going to hang out with him. Like, he's weird. No way. So I started talking to his best friend, who was also part of the same group of friends growing up. He was also in Boy Scouts, so I knew him really well as well. And I had a little bit of a crush on him, and so I decided, okay, I'll hang out with all of you guys because I really am interested in this other friend of David's. So we all hung out, and in the moment that I met his friend again, I knew that it was not going to happen. Like, I had no interest in him. It was just like drop of a hat, no, crush, over. And then that first night that we all hung out, there was another kid there who showed interest in me, and I kind of was interested in him. He got my number, and so I felt bad for David because I knew that he liked me, but I don't know, there was just no interest for me there. And then he just kept pursuing me and just being such a good friend, and he would text me all the time, and I don't know, I just started to fall in love with him. He was everything that I wanted in a guy. I had just gotten out of a really bad relationship, and I decided that I was moving away from where I lived. I wasn't going to date anyone here. I wasn't going to find the person that I wanted to marry here. And I had this list in my mind of X, Y, and Z of what I wanted in a husband, and David fit all of those things, and it scared the crap out of me because I remember thinking, I'm not ready to get married, but I know this is the guy I'm going to marry, so what do I do? And so after a couple of weeks of talking and knowing that we liked each other, we finally decided to start dating, and the rest is history. So that's kind of our story. Next question, how old were you when you got married? How long have you been married, and how many kids do you want? When we got married, I was a newly 20-year-old, and my husband was a 21-year-old. How long have you been married? We've been married for 2.5 years. It'll be 3 years November 10th of this year. So excited. And how many kids do you want? I don't really know that we have an exact number. We want a big family. David comes from a really big family. I come from a pretty small family, and we didn't really have cousins around growing up or anything, so it's always just been me and my brother. And I don't know, I just think it'd be fun to have a house full of kids, so I think definitely 4, but we've talked about 6. I think we want an even number, but it's kind of just one of those things, it's however many God wants us to have is how many we're going to have, so we don't really have a number. Have you always lived in Florida? I have. Both of us have. David and I have lived in the houses that we grew up in our whole lives until we got married. And I used to hate Florida so much. I wanted nothing more than to leave Florida. But I've actually fallen in love with Florida over the last couple of years, and I'm happy to stay here for now. What do you do for a living? I got this question asked so many times. I work from home as a web media writer, which is basically kind of like a blogger. I blog and I also manage social media pages, and I do that for an actual company. And then I also do YouTube. That's kind of a job as well. I would say it's more of a part-time job for me, pay-wise, and full-time plus work. So that's what I do for a living. And then my husband is an engineer aide at a local company here. How do you grow such long nails? Right now they're not too long, but I have shown videos where my nails are ridiculously long. And I have always had really long nails and really long hair, and they both have always grown really fast. But I've been noticing lately that they've been growing faster than ever because I take prenatal vitamins. A lot of doctors actually recommend that anyone like in childbearing years takes prenatal vitamins, whether you're trying or not trying. Obviously ask your doctor before you take them, but they have really good things in prenatal vitamins, like every vitamin you would need for your childbearing years pretty much, and they really do help your nails and your hair grow super fast and super long. If you could have coffee with anyone, who would it be? This one took me no time at all to think of. It would definitely 100% hands down be Walt Disney. I think he is a genius. Was so creative. He probably, people probably thought he was absolutely insane when he told them his ideas, but he made them happen, and now look at his legacy. It's one of the most amazing legacies ever. And I just think it'd be so cool to have coffee with him and pick his brain and ask him questions and get to know a little bit more about him, and and not just the actual Disney part, but to get to know him would be really fun. Definitely would be Walt Disney. Were you scared to start YouTube? Not really. I started YouTube in 2009, which feels like forever ago, and I didn't really have any thoughts of what my channel was ever going to be. I was just like, I want to start a YouTube channel, and just kind of put no thought into it and just started a YouTube channel. When I first started, I wanted no one to know that I did YouTube. Obviously my parents knew, the guy that I was dating at the time knew, my brother knew, but outside of that I didn't want anyone to know. I didn't want my friends to know, I didn't want people who knew me to know, I didn't want anyone to know. So I kept it hidden for a while. I pretty much kept it hidden until I kind of started this channel, and then I was just like, you know what, I don't care anymore. I'm going to tell everyone that I do YouTube because it's something that I love, and why not share it with people? So now it doesn't bother me at all. What is your favorite thing about being a homeowner? Oh, I feel like Dave and I have been looking forward to being a homeowner since we started dating. And I think the best thing about it is just knowing that this is my home and I can do whatever I want to it. When we lived in a condo, during the weekends, we would always say, I can't wait till we have a house so we can do things on the weekend to our house. We've done so much to this home that since we purchased it, we've put new flooring in, we've put new doors in, we've done all kinds of stuff, and I love that we can do that. At the condo, we couldn't do that because it wasn't ours to do. And now we own this house and we can do whatever we want to it, and I just like that about it. I like that I can paint whenever I want, I can rip up the carpet if I want, I can do whatever I want, and it's mine, and I get the last say in it. So that's my favorite thing. Would you ever consider doing TTC or pregnancy videos in the future? So if you don't know what TTC means, it stands for trying to conceive. And I even debated answering this question because it's a hard one for me. So if you guys, I don't think I've ever said this on YouTube, but some of you may just have guessed. David and I have been trying to conceive for almost a year. This is our 11th month of trying, and it's very hard. It's a super emotional thing, and I don't know if that's something that I feel like I want to share on the internet. David's all about it, and he's like, yes, let's sit down and let's film a video, and this is our lives, we film our lives, let's share it. This is a big part of our life. And I think that's kind of why my channel has been not so active lately, because I've just been so emotional, and it's hard to film when you're feeling emotional and you don't want to tell people about it. So I don't know. I just feel like it's such an emotional thing for me, and someone's gonna post a comment about something that upsets me and I'm just gonna lose it. So I don't know if I want to put something that sensitive on the internet where people can just leave any comment that they have about it. But I don't know, let me know what you guys think. If that's something that you'd want to see, maybe we'll do a video about the process so far and things like that. I don't know. But leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Maybe you guys can persuade me, but we'll see about that. What is the shortest your hair has ever been, and have you ever dyed it? I really wanted to try and find a picture, but I didn't have time. But my hair, one year, I cut it like this short. It was probably in the late 90s, early 2000, when Mary-Kate and Ashley were like big, and they had all of these like movies, New York Minute, and all these like movies are coming out, and their hair was really short, and I wanted to have short hair like Mary-Kate and Ashley. So my mom took me to get it cut, and it wasn't supposed to be that short. She took me to get it cut, and the first person that cut it didn't cut it even, and it didn't look right. So she took me back, and I got it evened out, and it was even shorter, and I will never do that again. When I was little, it wasn't really that big of a deal, but I mean, when like that, I mean, my hair is long right now, and I've thought about maybe cutting it again, but I don't know. Every time I cut my hair, I always say, I'm never going to cut my hair again. And then when it gets really long, I'm like, I can't wait to cut my hair. Because long hair is really hard. It's when you sleep, it's like getting all caught in your face. It's hard to put up in a ponytail because you have to like put your hands all the way up here. And it's crazy. But my hair was that short at one point. And have I ever dyed it? I have never dyed it an actual dye. I've done a lot of washout color when I was younger. I went through like this punk rock phase where I was going to be goth, but not really. And I wanted to dye like the tips of my hair red. Thank God my mom didn't let me do that. But I dyed it like a washout red, washout purple. I just did all kinds of crazy things with it. But never put like actual dye in my hair. So this is my color from day one. I've never been any other color. I thought about putting highlights in my hair, but then I'm scared that I'm not going to like it, and I'm going to want to go back to my natural color, and I'm never going to get my natural color again, so I probably will never touch my hair. And then the next question was, what happened to Zeus? So a while back, for those of you who are new here, David and I had a dog named Zeus. He was a big dog. I think he was a pit mix, maybe? He might have been full pit. I'm not sure. No. He was a pit lab. That's what it was. He was a pit lab. And we had him for 6 months. We got him, I want to say, in September or October of 2013. Is that right? Yeah, 2013. And then we had him until, I want to say, February of 2014. And the reason why we had Zeus is because I worked in an aftercare program, and there was another guy there that worked there who had Zeus forever, and he couldn't, where he was moving, he couldn't have Zeus. But he was trying so hard to find a home for Zeus. He wanted someone to adopt him, and I said, well, have you ever thought of doing foster so that you can have him back? Like, I knew how much he loved this dog, and it broke my heart to see how upset he was about not being able to keep him. And I thought to myself, you know, David and I kind of want a dog. Maybe if we fostered him, we could kind of see how it was and see if we really liked the dog, like having a dog. So I said, you know what? I'll take the dog for the weekend and just see how it goes, and if it goes well, then we can keep him for a little bit. And so of course it went well. We fell in love with Zeus. He was such a good dog, and we kept him until Sean was able to get him back. He moved to a different house and had a yard, and Zeus could live with him. So we gave him back to his original owner, and it was really hard and really sad. I mean, we had him for 6 months, so we created a really big bond. I mean, we've had our Remy for 8 months now, and I just couldn't imagine like giving her to someone else. And it was hard, but I knew how much Sean loved this dog, and I couldn't keep this dog from Sean. Like, that would just it would break my heart. So I was really happy to be able to give him back to Sean. As sad as it was for us to lose our baby, we loved him so much, like he was our own. But we did give him back to Sean, and he is really happy with him. And like I watched our Vlogadays videos from when we had Zeus, and I could just tell he looked sad. Like, he looked like he just wasn't at home. And so I know he's happy now. So he's with his original owner, and I'm really happy for Sean and for Zeus. And I miss Zeus, but I'm happy that he's happy. That was a really long explanation, sorry. Is your husband still in college and works? This is the last question. My husband is not still in college, and he does work. He actually took this last semester off because we bought our house and we knew we were going to have to move, and we knew it was going to be a lot of work. So he decided to take the semester off so that he could be free on nights and weekends and all that to do stuff with the house. And then he was going to go back to school this semester, but none of the classes worked with his work schedule, and so he wasn't able to take any classes. So I don't know what's going to happen. We've talked about it. It's really just up to him. If he wants to go back, he'll go back. If he doesn't have to go back. I mean, it's all up to him. But we'll see what the future holds. I think he does plan on going back to school, but we'll see. We'll see what God has in store for us. So those are all the questions that I have for you guys today. If you want to ask more questions, I will do another Q&A, call for questions on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram in the future. So make sure to follow me on all 3 of those. Of course, all the links will be in the description box. You can find me. And yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that you enjoyed getting to know me a little bit better. If you did like it, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you have a question that I didn't get to in this video and you really want to know an answer to, leave it in the comment section below and I will try to get back to you. So thank you guys again for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys!